Welcome to today's session of CRM Functional Online Training. So let's start with what we'll get in today's session of Product Master. Today's session is divided into two parts. In the first part, we'll be looking into hierarchy, category and products. So you must remember in our first session of Product Master, we learned how you can create attributes, how we can assign the attributes to set types and create templates for the set types. So now we will look how we can assign those set types in a category which you would be creating inside a hierarchy and using those categories to create a product. And in the second part we will look how we can transfer the product hierarchies from and to CRM and ECC. Okay. So let's start with today's session. So hierarchy, category and product. So first we'll look into the category number schemes. Okay, so learn how we can create the category numbers and what are the rules we can apply while creating categories. Okay. So let's see in the system. So in our SPRO, we have to go to cross application components, SAP product, product category. And here we have the defined category number schemes. Okay. So over here you can see there are already defined some number schemes where we have defined how many levels it can have. Okay. So let's look into the first number schema, R3 prod hire. So if we go to the defined numbering scheme level, so as we have defined, there will be 3 levels. So in each level, how many characters we can define can be controlled over here. Okay, so let's define our own numbering scheme. We give it a name as test category number schema. Okay, test category number schema. Can add a Z. So now we will go and define the numbering schema levels. So click on new entry. So in the first level, let's give it number of characters that is allowed is 2. In the second level, we give it number 1, and in the third level also we define as 1. And we save our category numbers. We save the changes in a customizing request. Now, how to create categories? We can create category and hierarchies in COMM underscore hierarchy. So let's create a hierarchy. Okay. We give it a name as test hierarchy. Or let's give it a number ZH100 test hierarchy. Now in the number schema you can see we can assign these 3 number schema that we have been defined in customization. These appear. So we have created ZTCNS. Okay. So we take this and we save the hierarchy. Okay. So now we can create new categories out of it. So let's create a category. So first you have to give a name, short text. So category, write it base category. Now over here we can create new categories from here. Okay. So if I click on new category, so from here the first category gets created. Okay. So let's give number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and let's see if it takes it, because we had defined the rules. So I get the message the ID must be exactly 2 characters long. Okay. Now why did I get that error? I have set in my customization in the first level I will have 2 characters, in the second level I will have 1 character, and third level I will have another 1 character. So I have to give only 2 characters. So I give it first level category. Now I again click on this category, the base level, and I again create a new category. And I again give it a number 2, 3, and I try to save it, second category. So it says the first 2 characters must be identical with a higher level category ID. So what does this mean? This simply means that I have to use 1, 2 because it is a subcategory, so it should reference it. Okay, so I can have another 1 character. So let's see what the error says now. So it says the category ID 1 is already being used in the hierarchy. So I have to differentiate, and I can give 0. Okay, so it will take just 1 more character. So what does this mean? That in the first level we will have 2 characters. In the third level, like the first level we will have 2 characters, the second level will have 1 character, and the third level will have another 1 character. It means that in the first level we have 2 characters. The third level it's not 1 character, it's like appending of 2 plus 1, 3 characters. Okay, so if I create another category, so I give it a name 1, 2, 0, 0, third category. Okay, now if I try to create another category, I have defined 3 levels. Okay, so I will see that I have already created 3 levels, but I will see if I can create another category. So I will give it a name 1, 2, 0, 1, and name as test for level. So it's still the ID must be exactly 2 characters long. I give it a name 1, 3. So we can create a category if it's not under this, because it's not coming under the level. But if I want to create a category over here, new category, so you cannot create another category as number schema only allows 3 levels. So we are able to create 3 levels, but not more than that. And if I want to create levels, so if I again take this, because this is in level of 1, 2, I can create a new category 1, 3, 1, second level category, and I can create another category 1, 3, 1, 2, third level category. So what we see is we can create 3 levels of categories. Okay, if I again try to create a new category, I will again receive an error. You cannot create another category. The number schema only allows 3 levels. So what we learn is we can control the levels by this customization. In level 1, 2, the second level another 1 character, third level another 1 character. So if I want to create another level, so what I have to do is I have to double click on this. I have to make this category selected, and I can create on new category. Then I can create another 1 level 1, 4. So third level of categories. Then I can create another 3 levels for this 1, 4, 1, level 1. Again create over it 1, 4, 1, 2, level 2. And another one would not be possible as I have already created 1, 4, 1, 4, 1 and 1, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so I am done with creation of categories. So we saw how the customization of the levels and number of characters in each level of categories could be done. Okay, so now let's create a category and check how we can assign numbers to the product type. And we also check the rules that we discussed in a previous session regarding set types, that a set type could be assigned to several categories within a single hierarchy for a particular product type but could not be assigned to a different hierarchies category for the same product type. So let's see in the system how it works. So in cross application components, SAP product category, first let us check what is the hierarchy that has been set for our category material, for our material product type. Okay, so this is our hierarchy. So let's copy this hierarchy and open it in com_hierarchy. So this is our hierarchy. Let's click on edit. So we will click the first level and we will try to create a new category. Let's give it a name C100 for test category. So here our new category gets created. We'll give it a name, product type is material, and we select the set types we see, and hope you remember we have created a set type ZSet10 in our previous session. So we assigned this set type. We had also created a template for this set type. So let's assign the template. Template is automatically created in a set type when we click on template enable. So it creates two templates, one organization dependent and one is organization independent. So you can see the organization dependent templates could be assigned. Now, as I have told you that we have to assign a view where it would be available. So let's select the view ID as basic general data, and we are done. So we save the category. Now let's see if we can also assign the same set type to a different category, okay, for the same product type. So let's see. This is a category of type service. No, we have to check for material type. So let's try to find out material. 0401 is for equipment, so I think it should be for materials. Yeah, it's for material. So let's go and let's try to assign our set type to this category 0401. Please select ZSet10, and you see it's available, so we can assign it to even 0401. So this proves that a particular set type could be assigned to different categories within the same hierarchy. You see the ZSet has been assigned. So now let's save it. Now what we would like to see is if we are able to assign the set type ZSet10 to a category of type product material but belonging to a different hierarchy. The hierarchy anything other than R3 prod STYP. So let's try to open a different hierarchy. We will search for the available hierarchy IDs. Let's try to do it for base math. So this is a different hierarchy. So let's click on edit. Let's create a new category. Let's give it a name as Z100 test. Z100 test. And we make it for material. and we'll see if our set type Z10 is available for assignment in this category. So click on addition of assigned set types and try to look for Z set10. So we're not able to find our set type. It's not available for selection. Okay, you can see the Z set10 is not available for selection, as this set type we are trying to assign for the product type material in a different category which belongs to a different hierarchy. So this proves that a set type could be assigned to several categories within the same hierarchy for a particular product type, but not to a different category belonging to a different hierarchy for the same product type. Okay, now let's do one thing. Now let's try to assign our number range for our created category C100. So over here, define number range for product type material. So let's create a group. In group insert, just give the group name as C100 and find the interval, the internal number range. Let's assign this number range. Let's reduce it to 2. Save it. So you can see the number range 1 to 2 has been created. Current number is 0. So we select this group, we select this category C100, we click on select element and we click on element to group. So this assigns our category, the base category C100 is assigned to this number range group. Now let's try to create a product by our T code COMM PR01. This is the T code for creating a product. Click on material and we'll give the category as C100 and we'll click on continue. We'll give a description as my first product and we click on enter. So you see the number 1 has been assigned. Okay, and in general tab you can see the attribute value. My first attribute value 3rd and my second attribute value 1 and 11 got populated from data origin, template using read method, template assignment at category level. If you want to override this value, you can create on own data and you can change the data that has been populated automatically from the template. Okay, so if you want, you can change it. Okay, you can make it 3. So after you change the data, your template gets deleted. But if you again want to revert to your original data, you can delete your own data. In that case, the template data will again be available in your product. Okay, so click on save. So you see the material number 1 was retrieved from my number range interval that we have created, and the attribute values came from the template which was assigned to set type and assigned to the category. Okay, so this is how we can create the product from CompR01 in GUI. Now I would like to see how you can create product from web UI. So in my web UI, I can go to my sales operation work center. So over here, I can, in the second level navigation, I can search for products, or I can create a product by clicking on product. Now I can give a name as my second product, and my base category is C100. Click on enter. So you see the number that's automatically generated is 2. So you can save this product. So with this we learned how we can create a product by creating hierarchies, categories, and assigning number ranges to categories for each product type. We also learned that a set type could be assigned to any number of categories within a hierarchy for each product type, but it cannot be assigned to a category which belongs to a different hierarchy for the same product type. Product or individual object could be assigned several product hierarchies as long as they belong to different hierarchies. Okay. So you saw how we can create a product using compr01. So let's now look into how we can delete a product if we have made some mistake, or how we can save a product in inactive state. Okay. So for deleting a product, we have a program com_product_delete_single, and for executing this program, if you do not have the authorization, then you can register your details in a table com_cpr_tool_reg, which you can access via SE16. So let's see in the system. You have to go to SE16, and this is the table name com_cpr_tool_reg. Okay. So if we execute this program, you can see all the programs that has been already assigned. So this is the item which we need to do, com_product_delete_single. So it's already assigned to the username. We are accessing user3 with and without a date. Okay. So I have the required authorizations. So I can directly go to SE38 and execute the program com_product_delete_single. So I can give the product ID, the product type is material, the logical system we can search for, and we can execute the program in simulation, no deletion, and we can just execute it. So once in simulation mode we execute it and we are sure of it, we can remove this simulation check and again execute to delete the product. Okay. So regarding inactive products, we had earlier discussed when we may have to use inactive products in case like we are not sure of what are the data that needs to be filled and we want to work on it at a later point of time. So a user may save that product as inactive. So at a later point of time, the user may need to delete it also if he finds it's not useful. Okay. So first, for maintaining inactive products, we need to do some settings such as maintaining an internal number range with number 01 for the number range object com_clear. So we'll see how we can maintain the number range object. Okay. So there is a T code SNRO, which is used for maintaining number range object. So over here we have to use the object com_clear. So let's see what is it. So it's a data cleansing tool. Okay. So number range transaction, warning, main memory buffering, number of numbers in buffer. So this kind of settings could be stored in this number range object. So there is also a SAP provided standard deletion report com_product_delete inactive, which is stored as a standard job with name SAP reorg CRM products inactive, which could be run in background as a batch job, or it could also be executed online. Okay. So let's see what are the other settings we can do for maintaining inactive products. Now in customizing cross application components, SAP product basic settings, you have to allow the inactive products. Okay. So over here you have to mark this checkbox, allow inactive products, and when you are in a product like material, you can save the product as save inactive. So that will store your data as an inactive product, and which you can use at a later point of time to fill in the details. Now, coming to the last part of our product master, we would like to discuss how the product master data could be transferred from SAP ECC to SAP CRM. So, as you know, the hierarchy data is replicated from SAP ERP to SAP CRM using the SAP CRM middleware. The data from SAP ERP that is replicated as categories is derived from the fields in the material master, which have grouping characteristics and are used for classification purposes. Now, these are the material type, material group, and product hierarchies. Okay. So, the replication of hierarchy data is performed as part of customizing download and uses the download object DNL cust prod1. Okay. So, this download has to be performed before the material download. So, the adapter object for transferring the base hierarchy is DNL cust prod1. So, you must remember this. Okay. So, the main base hierarchy generally replicated from SAP ERP is the base hierarchy for material service R3 prod STYP. This one. Okay. So, this hierarchy is assigned to the application product. Now, the base hierarchies for the product types, intellectual properties, warranties, service are created in SAP CRM. Okay. So, we can use this report CRM, PR, PIN, create hierarchy to create the base hierarchy for finance. Okay. Now, R3 prod STYP is the default base hierarchy, and the products that are loaded to CRM system from ERP system must belong to at least this base hierarchy. Okay. The assignments to other hierarchies are optional. Now, there are certain prerequisites, as we have already discussed about category number schemas, which is used for defining how many levels of categories could be defined and how many characters could be used for defining the category numbers at each level. So, that is a prerequisite. Okay. So, if a product hierarchy is used in SAP ERP and you have created the numbering schema in R3 prod higher in SAP CRM, okay, this one, the product hierarchy R3 prod higher. So, in SAP CRM for the product hierarchy of SAP ERP, we have to make sure the numbering schema corresponds precisely to the structure of product hierarchy in SAP ERP. Okay. So, both the numbering schema should be in sync. Okay. The numbering schema is essential for the data to be created correctly, and the number of levels in the numbering schema must be the same as the number of fields in the structure PRODHS. Okay. So, that's ERP structure PRODHS, and the number of digits for each level must be the same as the length of the corresponding field in the structure PRODHS. Okay. So, we can define the category number schema from this cross application component SAP product hierarchy define category number schemas, as we have already seen, and the functionality of how category number schema controls how many levels of categories you can have and how many characters can define the key of that category. Okay. Now, the hierarchy to which the data is mapped is determined automatically during the initial load when the hierarchies are created and assigned. So, you do not generally have to make any entries manually in this assigned category hierarchy to applications, which you also have seen, like cross application component, SAP product category, and assigned category hierarchy to application. If you are using CRM standalone without the ERP backend, then you have to maintain the entries over here, like from which hierarchy is you will be taking the base category for creating a product. But if you are downloading the hierarchy from SAP ECC, then it will be automatically created. Okay. So, if the entries do not yet exist, you should not generally make any entries, as this will be created automatically during the initial download from SAP ECC. So, there are various applications for mapping, like sales, which is used for orders and opportunities, and purchasing, which is used for enterprise buyer functions, and shopping basket, purchase order, bid, invitation, good receipts, and products. Okay. So, these are the applications like product, purchasing, sales. So, which is mapped, okay, to the ECC. So to do this, the following steps are very important. Like at the start of the download, using the object DNL cust prod1, the system checks whether a hierarchy is already assigned to the applications 01, 02 and 03. So 01 being for sales, 02 being for purchasing and 03 being for product. Okay. So if a hierarchy has already been assigned, the categories are created in the respective hierarchy. Okay. So this can also be a hierarchy that was created in SAP CRM. So if a hierarchy has not been created, a new hierarchy is created with the ID R3 prod hire, R3 prod type and R3 prod class. Okay. So like for sales, it's R3 prod hire, for purchasing it's R3 mat class, and for product it's R3 prod STY. So if the hierarchy has not been assigned, so the new hierarchy will be created with these IDs. Okay. Now if we talk about the subsequent changes, so once you have replicated a hierarchy from SAP ECC, you should not change the assignment to an application. So if you change the hierarchy assigned to application, for example sales or products, then perform a material download. Okay, so that will cause an error. As a result of downloading the category, the SAP CRM hierarchy is extended with the new data. Okay, so it's not advisable for change. Now if we talk about delta download, so a delta download is not available for customizing objects. Initial download has to be repeated if like there are new categories in SAP ERP or existing categories has been changed. Then you have to repeat the initial download to replicate the changes. Now if some categories are deleted in SAP ERP, so what to do? You have to repeat the initial download and the category will be deleted in SAP CRM, but this will only be possible if it is not being used in SAP CRM. So that you have to keep in your mind. Okay. Now the material master download and upload, as you can see, the initial download is done only once and delta download is an ongoing process. So the material master data is replicated from ERP system to CRM system by the CRM middleware, and the adapter object in question is material. Okay, so you have to remember the adapter object is material in this case, and an initial download must be made first to download the required materials and to display them as product in SAP CRM. Now subsequent changes and new materials in ERP are then transferred by delta download. Okay, it's an ongoing process. The CRM product data is not uploaded automatically in standard system. It must be carried out manually and individually for each product. Okay. So with this we come to end of product master. So we learned a lot of things like how to create a set type, how to assign the attributes to the set type, how to assign the set type to categories, how to create templates for set types, and how to assign them in the categories as well, and how to create a hierarchy, and how to control the levels that will be defined for each category, for the number of categories in a particular hierarchy, and how to use that category for creating a product in SAP CRM. And at the end we saw how the ECC hierarchies could also be downloaded into CRM. Okay, so thanks a lot for your attention and happy learning.